Hello dear students, in last lecture we have discussed about the basic terminologies which are to be used in bacterial taxonomy, like definition of taxonomy, identification, binomial nomenclature system, their proper arrangement, what we can call that arrangement, all these basic terminologies we have discussed in last lecture. In this we will discuss about the what is meant by cladism. It is nothing but a study of the evolutionary relationship between organisms. In that cladism study, we will discuss whether that organisms are evolved from the common ancestor or they share a common type of characteristics so that they are placed in a similar type of group. So it is nothing but we have to study the relationship between one organism and another similarly showing or sharing characteristics of organisms. Organisms are classified into any particular group because they have a certain common characteristics. If any type of organism, if we have identified and if you place that particular organism into any type of group, so they have a certain common characteristics. Like they establish the criteria for identifying organism. Either they follow that particular criteria for identification which we have widely accepted. It arranges related organisms into groups based on shared characteristics. The organism which share the common characteristics should be placed in a common group. If the organism shows similar type of characteristics, the group, you can say that two types of organisms are nothing but are they belong to the particular same type of group. It provides important information on how organisms evolve. On the basis of cladism, we can define how that organism is evolutionary evolved on the basis of that particular rules that we have used for identifying that particular organism. So by following that particular criteria, we can define whether that organism shares a common characteristics, belong to the particular group, or they are different from one another. A classification system based on it collecting individuals into groups and groups into progressively more inclusive and broader group is called as hierarchical scheme or classification. Here, when talking about a single type of organism, as we have identified a single type of organism, so it is nothing but is only single type of organism on the earth. Same type of organism can be found anywhere in the world. Apart from that, that organism shares similar characteristics to that of another type group of organisms, or similar character showing organism can be identified anywhere in the world. We can define that organisms, whether they are belong to the same group, share the similar type of characteristics, but they are different on the basis of their genetical characteristics or any other characteristics. Apart from that, if we have given the particular name to the particular organisms, apart from that, similar type of that group we have given a particular name. Apart from that, we have to define or collect another information or more information about similar type of organism, and we have to place that organism in a progressively group. That means that single type which follow the basic level of classification. Apart from that, the higher organisms which are placed in higher position in that hierarchical scheme. Apart from that, here by collective data is nothing but forms a broader sense of classification system, and they are organized into a hierarchical scheme, and that pattern is called as a classification. Here some characteristics that organism, we can say nothing but a while talking about or discussing about the autotrophic group of organisms. So commonly we can say they are nothing but a plants, autotrophic. We dig out of the photosynthesis process. So there we have to place plants. Apart from that, plants are categorized into herbs, shrubs and trees on the basis of bark, leaves pattern or stem pattern. So they are nothing but a classification in broader sense of that plant. All are plants, but they are categorized on the basis of their stem patterns. So again, we will go for the nutrition pattern or root pattern of that particular plant. We can again distinguish that organism into another separate group on the basis of inflorescence, their annual pattern, flowering pattern, we can again distribute that organism into another separate group. And all these are hierarchically classified into a classification system. So in this way, how we can define or classify one type of organism into different group, and collectively we can call that process as a classification. A basic principle of taxonomy is that member of higher level group share fewer characteristics than those in a lower level group. Here, the basic principle which follow the taxonomy is nothing but that member of the higher level, that means which are placed in a higher hierarchical position, higher level group, share fewer characteristics than in lower level group. As with the organisms which are placed at the lower level, they share the common characteristics more as compared to the organism which are placed at the higher level, as we have to distribute that organism on the major differences on the basis of these different groups. So here on higher level they share a minimum common characteristics, while in case of lower level organisms they share a maximum number of common characteristics, but there are some sort of differences, so that on that basis they are classified into one another. Example here we have taken, nearly all bacteria have a cell wall. When we will talk about the bacteria, they are nothing but a prokaryotic cell and all have a cell wall, but in some the cell wall is gram positive and some are gram negative. So on the basis of morphological characteristics or on the their characteristics, we can say that particular isolated organism is nothing but it shows characteristics like a bacteria. So we have placed that particular bacteria into higher level like a bacteria. We have to distinguish that bacteria from other kind of a microorganism, that means from fungi, algae, actinomyces, rickettsia. From that group of organism we have isolated that organism into as a bacteria. Apart from that, when we go for a deeper study or collect another information from that organism, we can found that that group of organisms shows whether they all show the cell wall, but apart from that, on the basis of characteristics, staining characteristics, that some organisms appears purple under microscope, while some appears pink under microscope. Or when we check the composition of cell wall, we can define the peptidoglycan layer of that particular organism is thick, while in other case thin layer of peptidoglycan layer we can define. So on that basis, though they are belong to the same group, some characteristics are different. So it is nothing but a though they share the common characteristics, apart from that some characteristics they are different with one another. So on that basis or on that study, we can define one organism from another. It is nothing but that type of study can be carried out in classification system. Here microbial classification approaches we have to discuss. With changing history of biology, microbial classification have been attempted with different approaches. As the study with respect to the microbiological evolution has carried forward, different approach has considered for the classification and identification of organism. Apart from that, each view of that particular contributor we have to discuss here. On the basis of that particular evolutionary pattern, we have discussed different approach like artificial approach, it was given by Aristotle. Natural approach given by Charles Linnaeus. Phylogenetic approach which was given by the Haeckel, Whittaker and Roos. Here the contribution of these three. Adansonian approach by Adanson, which was given by Adanson. And micromolecular approach we have discussed, or we can say it is nothing but a latest approach which we have to follow for the identification of microorganisms. So one by one we will discuss. Here we want to discuss about the artificial approach of biological classification. It is nothing but a first approach which was given by the Aristotle. The earliest system of biological classification were artificial. That means on the basis of external observation or on the basis of observation of particular organisms, they are classified. Here Aristotle during 4th century BC, that is before Christ, classified the living organism into two kingdoms, the animals and the plants. As he observed that living world have two different types of characteristics. Some are atrophic or some are entropic. On the basis of movement and active movement on the basis of ability to photosynthesis, he carried out that classification into two groups, that is kingdom Animalia or kingdom animal and kingdom plants. This vision was simply based on first ability of active movement and another is ability to photosynthesis. The microbes were put both in this kingdom. So the organisms which are present on the living system, they are classified into two groups on the basis of that whether they have ability to active movement, whether they are moved from one place to the another, and whether they have ability to photosynthesis. That means they contain a chloroplast or photosynthetic apparatus. So by using that particular characteristics, they classified that organism into two groups, that is kingdom Animalia, which follow the active movement characteristics, while kingdom plants which carried out the process of photosynthesis. So it is nothing but an artificial approach. Here on the basis of that, they are classified into two kingdoms. Here on the basis of Aristotle's system, he observed that plants again categorized into on the basis of their height or you can say stem patterns. So soft stem. Some plants show the plant stem is soft, so they are included into the herb group. Okay. Some are several woody stems. They are higher than the herbs, so they are several woody stems. One woody stems, that is single stem they contain, they are included into the tree. That is higher plants as they are categorized into different groups on the basis of stem pattern. So it is nothing but a kingdom planting and again categorized on the basis of our observation into three different groups. So here animals, it is nothing but a common group or higher level of classification. Again animals are classified into three different lower level groups. So here as they observe animals which have ability to active movement and do not carry out the process of photosynthesis. Apart from that, you observe that some animals are present in the air or they can survive or normally present in the air. So they are called as air dwellers. Okay, all are animals, but they are on the basis of their habitat. They are classified into air dwellers, land dwellers, and water dwellers. So again, animals are classified into three groups. Plants are classified into three groups on the basis of stem pattern, and animals on the basis of their habitat. Again, when we go further on the basis of their characteristics, we can define whether that organism, their nutritional pattern, or again their life cycle carried out. Again, classification system more simple. So it is all about the first approach, that is artificial approach given by the Aristotle, and next approach we will discuss it next.